Can you hear me?
Yep, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. But I'm going to put my AirPods on. Do you have AirPods?
All right, so I'm going to warn you, my Wi-Fi is kind of shitty right now.
Same, dude. That's
okay.
Which I think.
Yeah, I couldn't hear that.
What?
You are going in and out.
I am?
Well, maybe not even. Maybe just you were going to recording. Or maybe it was your earbuds adjusting.
Does the background look cluttered?
No.
Okay. Yours doesn't either.
Okay, I'm like looking behind me.
You're like, wait a minute.
How are you, Sarah?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
I'm good. You look fabulous.
Thanks.
So was that a recent shoot with JM that you did?
No, and I think everyone thinks it was, but no, it wasn't. It was from 4 years ago. I only wrote it. I only wrote it on the first picture, but no, that was 4 years ago. I was like 3 weeks out from like USA's. Yeah. So, but yeah, how are you?
Doing good. Just busy, but doing really, really good.
Yeah, you look like you got some color. You're like,
we're working outside. I'm like, I have like the worst tan lines going on.
How are those bad? See, like, I feel like I like appreciate my tan line.
Tan is a tan, but it's we're having to like change up my like. You have to like wear different like cuts of tank tops and sports tops. Sure. Otherwise, you look like you're just like.
Skipper. Oh no! You actually literally have to wear the exact same cut. Yeah. That's literally, I literally rotate, like I have like 5 that are all the same cut, and I just go from one to the next to the next. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's fine, you know, we do what we can here.
But hey, I will take the color.
Yeah, right? Totally. Yeah. Well, we're back.
I know. Season 2, we've had a long break. There's been a lot has happened.
A lot has happened. Should we recap?
Let's recap.
Cut. Do we want to go into this?
No.
Okay.
Let's do a proper introduction.
Camille's ass. Season 2 starts off with let's do a proper introduction, Sarah. Let's
proper introduction. And season 2.
Season 2. Okay, let's do this. I love this shit. All right. What's up, everybody? We are back at it again for season 2 of
The Bikini Show. Camile Periat. Sarah Lyon, sorry, you like massively paused there on my screen.
Oh my God, that's what I'm talking about. We're back. That was the perfect intro, I feel like. Yeah.
We took a long break and it was very needed, and we wanted to wait to bring you guys like some good stuff, and it's the perfect time.
Here we are.
The sport is like fully in like full action right now.
Yeah. The last time we were reporting with you guys, I think we were like taking tallies on who we would put in our quarantine house. And like what room Sarah was on painting, and everything else that had nothing to do with the sport, because there was a little bit of pause. But we're so thrilled that the IFBB Professional League has set everything up that things can go back to operating, and the states and the promoters all individually have really worked so hard for all of you athletes to make sure that you guys can compete and give you that platform and not have you go a year without a season. So it's unfortunate that COVID-19 is still a pandemic and it's still affecting so many lives across the entire globe. So we are still sending our thoughts and prayers to everyone out there that is affected by this, that is working on the front line still. I feel that the recognition of that has kind of deflated since things have changed course, and things really haven't changed course though at the end of the day. So we appreciate all of you guys. And we are excited to be bringing you guys content, not so much in quarantine anymore. We're a little bit out.
So past that point.
We're so past that point. So I think we should give like a quick, like 30-second update of what's going on. Are you getting ready for the Olympia? Is your gym open? Can people come visit you there? Tell us.
All right, ready, set, go.
Yeah.
Olympia prep starts in about 4 weeks. And yes, our gym is out in California. So we've been rolling in and out of closures, and we just moved our gym outdoors. Why we were just talking about my awesome tan lines here. But yeah, life is really good. We're just rolling with it. And Olympia is going to be a lot of fun. Speaking of Olympia, we have, like, I think I've counted recently, and I think we have like only 11 more pro qualifying or Olympia qualifying shows for the bikini division left, I think.
Huh.
Could be off a little bit, but
my hands down was for my notes that aren't there.
that wasn't on one of the notes.
Wow, 11. That's fascinating, and that's crazy. It is such a short season that we're trying to pack into half a year, really.
Well, a lot of the international shows were canceled, like the Puerto Rico. There's a lot of shows that have been canceled. So I think we're only down to like 11 shows left. So we're seeing firsthand on, all the girls trying to qualify. They're getting into those shows. It kind of brings me back to like the point system days when it was just this like rush. And so now people are trying to get that Olympia qualification. So I think the deadline for Olympia is like October 15th.
October
to qualify.
15th. Yeah, I think it's right before the Chicago Pro weekend.
Yeah. So it's the whole season is weird because like this is at this point right now we are like knee deep getting close to Olympia. We are like,
oh yeah,
grinding hard, and I'm like, it's weird that I haven't really started. I mean, we're like about almost 4 months out still, like a little over 4 months out still. So,
and to think that just the timeline of it, at least you won't be sweating going from your tan and going back to the hotel or anything like that. I don't know how the tan is set up this year since, of course, Jake Wood and Wings of Strength has taken over the Olympia. There's already some massive changes that have happened, but you know what I'm saying. December in Vegas is beautiful weather. So that'll be nice for all the northerners and northeastern region who are coming to get a little.
Not 105. It'll be like 65.
Yeah, it won't be what I'm in right now. It's fine. All righty.
So Sarah, we have a pretty badass athlete on. She's been on our show before. You want to share with everybody who we have on today?
We have Miss Jennifer Dorie, which we are so excited to have her back. She is the 2020 Tampa Pro champion, bikini champion, qualifying her back to the Olympia. This was her first ever pro win.
I was just going to say, so the last time we had her on during quarantine. I think it was like, right?
Oh, she was getting ready for what would have been
something that didn't happen.
Toronto or Vancouver, one of the two. I think Toronto.
But she was telling us how she has never had a pro win, but she is, one of the top 5 bikini pros. She is very, she's climbed the ranks very quickly and has made a big name for herself. But I was surprised when you think of someone at that caliber, they have all these wins under their belt. And Jennifer is one of those ladies who hasn't. And so this was really exciting to have, it be her first win, and what a big show to win.
Right, exactly. And that's such an awesome title to hold. And
back to Jennifer Dorie.
Okay, back to Jennifer Dorie. Jennifer Dorie brought an incredible package to Tampa, which I think was the perfect show for her to win because it was the winning package and it was her best package.
Yeah.
They really nailed the conditioning. James, congratulations as well, of course. And
no, James is watching this.
Right. The peak was perfect. Everything went how it should have been for her to win this show. Totally well deserved. I'm really excited.
She also had some tough competition. I know it was a 1 point difference from Jen Ronziti, who looked incredible too. So it was a tough show.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have to say, what I noticed the difference between Jen Ronziti and Jen Dorie between that first and second place spot, to me, I noticed more in the midsection than anything. Jen Dorie, her stomach was nice and flat and tight, and Jen Ronziti, she just looked a little full all over, but a little bit in her lower abdominals. So did you see what I'm talking about, or no?
I see what you're talking about. However, I personally thought that was Jen Ronziti's best look.
Okay.
I thought she looked so sharp and so crisp, and her waist was very, very small. In my opinion, the difference was Jen Dorie literally just was able to stand there and she's like, this is me. Like she just stood there and she had this crazy physique. Whereas I feel like Jen Ronziti might have overposed a little bit too hard next to Jen. Mm-hmm. And so it kind of gave, maybe it gave that illusion in her midsection. I personally thought Jen Ronziti was like sharp, but Jen Dorie just stood there. So she didn't have to really pose too hard. Like she was just like, this is me.
That's very true. I was thinking back to the live. Did you watch the live?
I missed it, and I couldn't find anyone to watch it back on.
Okay. Yeah, no, I couldn't find a way to watch it back either, but I watched the live. And that's what I was just thinking back to as you were saying it. And so I totally see what you're saying in regards to the posing. And I feel like that's something that we have brought up before on the show as well, in the sense of advice to all the other competitors out there, amateur, pro, whatever level. Standing and looking very statuesque portrays immense amount of confidence and shows that you know exactly what you're there to do. You're not nervous. You practice. You're controlling your breathing. You're controlling your posing in general, which goes such a long way when you're talking about girls that literally look just a smidge. It's the smallest little detail that they're boiling it down to make the difference between the first, the second, and the third place, if you will.
Yeah, and you know what, as a competitor myself, and for you, and for, I'm sure, we learn watching tight comparisons like that. And I know myself, I personally will sometimes overpose because I'm trying to, in my mind, I'm thinking I need to make my glutes look bigger, or I need to flare something out.
Right.
Where when I look sometimes back in the pictures, I'm like, I probably would have looked a little bit more balanced, or maybe a stronger pose if I just wasn't trying so hard. Right. So but I thought everybody looked incredible. The whole lineup looked incredible, and we had sorry, I have a new cat. Well, no, I think I had a cat when we were talking last. Ranger, come here. But
season 2, welcome our new mascot. We have Oreo, and now we are adding.
This is my quarantine kitty. Oh, and there's Oreo.
Our mascot, Oreo.
So anyways, yeah, back to Tampa.
Oreo. That's amazing.
It was a lot of fun to watch, and I'm so excited to watch everything else. It's exciting.
It is really exciting. And the shows that we have coming up now that I think
Border Clash. Oh, the Border Clash is going to be, whoo. It's basically your Tampa lineup, and we have Ashley jumping in there. There's some big names jumping into the Border Clash.
And that is such an amazing show. Joe Pashkula does such a great job with it. It's only pro bikini, and it is just an incredible lineup.
Yeah, it has a big pot too, which is very appealing. I competed in the very first Border Clash, and it was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Just amount of prize money, right?
Yeah, a huge amount of prize money there.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's so awesome for these promoters to just really be doing everything they can in their power to put these events on still. So we're excited, and I guess it's
let's get Dorie on.
Yeah, Dorie.
She hates it when I call her Dorie, but
we'll do that.
Sarah and her Adderalls. We like it when Sarah takes her Adderall. Kyle, you can put that in there.
I can't hear what you're saying. Maybe that's a good thing. I'm gonna put my AirPods in.
Oh, hi, Jen.
Now I can hear you. What is his name?
This is Cosmo.
Oh, you got your dog back.
Yeah, finally.
Oh,
You little chunky monkey. He's so fat.
It's a chunky monkey. Oh my gosh. I just gotta love those crunchy noises though.
He snorts so loud.
Right?
Every time I'm doing an interview and he's just here, he's like, I'm like, oh my.
I have my Boston going to be jumping all over me too soon.
That's like him. He's right here jumping on me right now.
So Jen, congratulations, girl.
Congrats.
Sorry, Kyle.
That's Kyle's not taking
I love that you apologize to Kyle. Everyone knows on our show. Sorry, Kyle.
I know. Sarah, your place looks so cool.
Oh, thanks.
So nice.
All right. Well, look at you. You look amazing. Of course. Of course.
All lean and shredded.
How was it? How was the feeling of winning?
It was crazy. I mean, for me, it's like I've been so close so many times that like to finally win was kind of like, did I actually just win? Like it was still kind of surreal to me that it wasn't my number for a second that was called. Yeah. But it was like they were calling the names and it was Jen and Jen. So they were like, Jennifer. And I was like, no. And he's like, Ronzi. And I was like, yes. So it's funny.
That was right. It was the battle against the Jens.
Yeah, it was funny. Jen and I were both saying like when we were doing our routines and stuff, we were like, there were so many people cheering on "Go Jen, Jen." We're like, which Jen are they talking about?
Right.
There was like my people and her people, and they were both calling us Jen. So everyone was just screaming Jen, and we were both like, wow, there's so many fans in the crowd.
That is so funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
So you looked phenomenal, Jen. Congratulations to you and to your coach, James. I've got to ask. So I was looking at, I think you posted a comparison picture, but before you even posted a comparison picture, I'm the type of person, I'm a total geek, and I like to see the changes from people's last shows, the winners. So like I'll go to NPC News Online and I'll do a comparison. And your that makes me sound kind of crazy, but that's what I do. But your midline was so much smaller than at Olympia, where you last competed, and your upper glutes, like you had tremendous growth in your upper glutes. So tell us, what were your tricks? How did you do that? And
bands.
How can we achieve the same thing?
Booty by band.
Bands.
So for the waistline, yeah, I did notice it was a lot tighter. I think that was a lot like vacuums. I'm like diligent every day with doing vacuums, but I think a lot of it had to do with just less stress when I was at home from training, and I had taken time off. Like after I had my surgery done, I took 2 months off the gym, which I think my body just needed that reset for my cortisol levels to balance out. And then I think also having like more up top boobs helped to make my waist look a lot smaller too. So I think it was kind of that helped to balance out the proportions, and it kind of balanced out what my glutes were like.
Yeah.
But when I was at home, I was just really focusing on as much as I could, like my muscle connection, because I only had so much to work with. So it was like lots of banded stuff, lots of like, I've been doing a lot of abduction stuff. So like side lying hip raises, banded abductions, lying banded abductions, standing cable abductions, all that kind of stuff. Cause I really wanted to focus on like that upper outer shelf kind of area.
Yeah.
So that's what I was like, that was actually one of my main focuses after Olympia, and bringing up my upper body a little bit more. So I'm glad you noticed that.
I did. It was like not just like yeah, there's a little difference there, or like conditioning was a little bit better. It was like your midsection, and it wasn't even just the illusion of fuller up top and the bottom. Like your midsection literally was smaller, and which is probably from the vacuuming. I just started doing vacuuming, and I'm hoping I get good results.
It makes such a big difference. It's crazy. Just even being able to control on stage when you're standing in your front pose, it's not like I was trying to control my breathing or my stomach. It just, I was so used to keeping my stomach tight that it was easy for me to just hold my pose. Like it wasn't like I was contorting or trying to twist into my pose or lean into it. I was just standing comfortably.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
And that's actually what we had talked about briefly before we were doing our intro, and that's something that Camille had pointed out, just how very statuesque you were, and you did not fidget at all, and that makes so much sense how you can contribute that to the vacuuming and practicing that.
Yeah, I think just being like confident in how you look, and if you've practiced your posing enough, like I practice holding my poses for like up to 2 minutes, because sometimes you're up there for that long, and if you don't practice it, you start to cramp up in your back, in your calves, in your stomach, your waist. So it's like you really have to practice everything.
Makes a huge difference.
Yeah, good job. So you're so okay. Well, let's go back to your glutes. I'm still wanting to know more about that.
Everyone else is too.
Yeah.
Before
Olympia, you weren't doing as much abduction workout as you were afterwards. So you are so correct there. I think people think like abduction works just like your like side abductors, but really what that does is it really does help target your upper glutes and help build that shelf. I noticed that as well between Olympia and Arnold's. I did a lot more of that. So that's mainly what you were doing to develop that.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think it was just going back to basics. Like I wasn't able to do all these fancy machines or anything like that with training. So I just stuck to like making sure that everything that I was doing, I was really concentrating on intention with training. Like every rep I was making it count, because I didn't have as much weight accessible to me, obviously. So I just had to really make what I had work for me. And it was crazy because me and James were saying the same thing. We're like, how did my glutes get like so much fuller this year? And like the shape, and even Tyler was like, yeah, like don't get your glutes any bigger. Like I actually stopped training them. I think we were 3 weeks out, and they were saying my glutes are a little bit overpowering. So I couldn't train glutes for like a few weeks, and then we put them back in the last week. So I was like, I don't know where that came from, but I'm not mad about it.
Hey, that's when you know something's working. And that goes to show too that obviously you technically, in a sense, don't need a gym, depending on the kind of athlete that you are, of course.
Yeah, I feel like for like the beginning stages of your prep, at least, fat loss is mainly diet and cardio. So it's like, as long as you're on point with your diet, you can do your cardio. You can still get down to that fat loss point. But then the last 4 weeks when I did come to Vegas and I had a gym, my body changed like this. Like it was insane. I dropped like 13 pounds in like those last 4 weeks just from being in a gym and the muscle density that you have. It's just hard to have that look of like hard muscle if you're not training heavy.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So I'm definitely glad that I had 4 weeks of a gym at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. And what a little difference it can make too for
Yeah, definitely.
So how is it being back with Mark Anthony?
It's good. I mean, we were separated for like 5 months, which sucked. It was hard to be like, I'm home, obviously I'm with my family, which is nice, but I'm away from him. I'm away from my dogs, and the climate is very different. So it's definitely tough when we're not together, but we would FaceTime pretty much 24 hours a day. We just, when he would wake up, like he would wake up early because there's a 3-hour time difference. And then I would just stay up late, and we would just kind of have our phones on FaceTime, be like going about our day. And then like he would just be like washing the dishes or taking the dogs for a walk, and like the phone's there, and I'm just doing my stuff and the phone's there. So.
Aw, that's cute. So you guys felt like you guys were in the same room together.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, because we were just always on FaceTime. Like we talked for the most of the day anyways. But then when I did come, it was nice because I found out a few people said that air travel was open. It was only the land borders that were closed. So the government kind of made it seem like air was closed off too, but I did some research into it and they said it was open. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to book a flight and I'll see what happens. So I like packed my stuff and booked a flight, and I had no issues going through. It was really easy and they were fine. So it was really nice when I got to come back. I was super happy.
Yeah.
I was kind of curious how you got over here, but that's awesome. I'm so glad that worked out for you, obviously for competing reasons too, but of course, so you can be with Mark and your dog family as well.
Yeah. It's just a lot less stress being in this climate, in this environment the last few weeks, because obviously I'm here with Mark, I'm here with the dogs. I had a gym. I got a Stairmaster for our place here too, so I didn't have to worry about going to the gym. So it's just convenient. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And the weather here is nice. So
I was gonna say, so what kind of climate do you prefer? Do you like the Vegas desert, or do you prefer Canada?
I like Vegas. Honestly, I find when I'm here, I have no water retention. Like, it just sucks you dry. I lose weight so fast when I come here just because there's no water. But that being said, it's like when you do come here to compete, I notice every time I've competed here, if I didn't come early enough, I just couldn't get acclimated to it, because I'm thirsty for like 2 weeks when I come here until my body adjusts to it.
Yeah.
And same thing, like, yeah, it's hard to readjust. And then same thing going to Tampa, it's obviously a lot more humid there and less dry. So I feel like I did hold a little bit of water going from this climate to there. And my hair did not like Tampa humidity. It was a disaster. My hair was a frizz ball. Oh my goodness, it was terrible.
Oh my gosh.
But it's like one of those things that there's nothing you can do, because you go from like one extreme to another. Here it's like 5% humidity. There it's like 80% humidity.
Yeah, so the hair days are much different in Vegas and Tampa.
Oh yeah, my hair was so frizzy. I was like, oh my goodness, it's a mess.
Right. But it's so true with the water. And I even noticed the difference being here in Arizona in the desert climate. It's like my normal gallon and a half a day. Like I'm not drinking any water. Like I feel dehydrated. Yeah.
I'm constantly like, I never drank any water today, even though I've had like a whole gallon.
Yeah, exactly. And it's 1 o'clock here, everyone. Yeah, exactly.
I think it's 1 o'clock where all of us are right now.
Yeah.
That is the first. Usually we're like all over the world.
All different time zones.
So Jen, what's next for you? So you're qualified for the 2020 Olympia, which we did it. So are you going to be competing again?
I decided, I remember I actually said to you guys on the show the last time that, you know, if Toronto didn't happen, I would most likely just do Tampa. And then a lot of people asked, you know, did you have a backup show planned? And I was like, no, like I put everything into this prep. I was like, I have to win the show. There's no option but for me to win the show, is what I told myself. So I really didn't want to have to do another show just because I've been prepping for so long already. And I really want to take the time from now until Olympia. We're about, I think, 18 weeks out or something like that. So I just want to take the time to relax and then reverse into Olympia so I can bring my best there.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. Have a serious pep talk with yourself and say, all right, you got to do this, and you do it.
That's what I told myself. I was like, you have to win the show. But at the same time, there was so much pressure on me for that show that I was like the final few days, I feel like it got to me just because my weight started dropping. Like, I don't know why. I think it's a stress thing for me. Always like the Thursday, I just drop randomly like a few pounds. And it's so hard for me to peak properly and fill out because I don't know what it is. I just randomly, I was 125-ish, and then we flew overnight. I landed and I was like 122 something. And James was like, what the heck is going on? Like, I was eating and I just wouldn't gain any weight or fill out. And I think it's just some stress in my mind because there was a lot of pressure. Like, everyone's like, oh, you know, you're the favorite to win. Are you going to win this show? We want to see how you're going to look. Or like,
you had a lot of pressure leading into it.
There was a lot of pressure, which is kind of like a double-edged sword, because in one way it's nice to know that there's so many people rooting for you and they think like you have the potential to win the show, which is really nice. And that's motivating. But at the same time, it's like, shit, like I got to win this show because I don't want to let anyone else down, you know, and I have to show up how people are expecting me to look. So it definitely is tough with the pressure, but
yeah,
it's also motivating at the same time.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And too, I mean, I think that as an athlete and as a elite athlete and amongst the best in the world, you have to perform well underneath pressure. That's like kind of one of the, you know, check boxes that you have to be able to check to be one of the top and one of the best in the world. You have to be able to handle the pressure. And obviously that formed you into a champion for this show. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Or are you guys just planning on trying to essentially bring the same package that you brought to Tampa to the O?
Yeah, so I personally like to be like a smidge leaner, but I was told like don't come in any leaner than this. Like even prior to the show, they were saying like the judges really want like a healthy, attainable, fuller look for bikini this year. They don't want to see striations anywhere, like crazy hamstring lines, glute tie-ins. So I just really tried to stay within the parameters that they set out for what they want.
Mm-hmm.
So my feedback from this show was just don't change anything. Don't go get any leaner, any skinnier, nothing like that. Bring the exact same package. They just said that my tan had to be a little bit darker and a little bit more glaze on me, and then make sure that the look that I brought to finals, bring that to prejudge, which was, they just said at prejudge I was lacking a little bit of like a pop fullness. So
can you tell us a little bit about what you and James did to address that in between prejudging and finals then?
Yeah, so we just figured I was eating just like my normal foods like rice, coconut oil and stuff to fill out because we didn't want to put dirty foods in there. And, you know, he cut out my butter tarts. So those weren't there, but I think we were talking and I think we're going to bring them back to the Olympia because it's almost like in the morning I need something that's just like fast acting and like high calories just to feed my muscles, or else I go flat. If I don't eat for like 2 hours, I just start to flatten out and fade away. So in the morning I had eaten, but then the show was a little bit later to go on. So by the time I actually went on stage, I hadn't eaten for like 4 hours. So I was kind of just flattening out by the minute. So then I had some carrot cake that my friend had brought me. So James like, you know what, let's just try it. Eat some carrot cake before you go on stage for finals so you can pop a little bit more, and then it worked. So carrot cake, I guess, is the new secret. Yeah, so sometimes you just need something that's faster acting, like some sugars, just to give you that quick pop. Mm-hmm.
I think if you're eating, like we as competitors, we are used to eating so clean for so long that there comes a point, especially as you get really lean or you're getting like peak week, that it can be hard to fill out on clean food. Like it just goes right to us. It doesn't do anything.
You can just eat so much and it does nothing. Like your weight won't move. Yeah.
Yeah. It almost causes our metabolism to just speed up. Have you guys ever noticed that? Sometimes I'm at home at night and I'm not really that hungry, so I'll just have a bowl of vegetables, right? Make a bowl of vegetables, I eat the vegetables, all of a sudden 30 minutes later I'm like, oh, I'm starving. Like, I can eat again.
Well, there's like probably 40 calories in that bowl of vegetables.
Yeah, I was going to say a bowl of vegetables.
All right, guys. For ruining my example.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened to me. Like the final week, we just had started, I was ready when I was about 2 weeks out. So we just started increasing my food. Every day I was eating a little bit more and I kept dropping weight. So we kept adding more and then I would drop again. So it was just every day we were just increasing the amount of food that I was having, but it just didn't really seem to do anything because I was just dropping down the more that I was eating. So at that point, once you're lean enough and you have that conditioning, I don't think something dirty is going to hurt you as long as you time it right.
Right.
If you're conditioned up. If you're like borderline not quite there, obviously I wouldn't do that. But if you come in like you're extra conditioned, you can have that extra room to fill out. I think it's fine.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So when did you, so obviously everything kind of delayed and on the edge of
dragged out for so long.
Right. So did you guys at one point after like Toronto was canceled, for instance, Vancouver made the cancellation, did you guys kind of pull back then, or do you feel that you brought such a tight and well-conditioned package because you had been prepping for so long?
Yeah, I was actually saying the other day, to be honest, it was a blessing in disguise that Toronto was canceled because I don't think I would have brought the package that I brought here if I did Toronto, just because of the time. Especially as a female, like the longer that we're dieting, the better our lower half looks. Like that's just how it is. For the first show, my waist is always the freshest, I find, because you haven't pigged out after the show or depleted anything, kind of like that messes with your digestion after.
Right.
But I find usually as the shows go on, my lower half gets tighter and starts to look better just from dieting for longer. So we did kind of maintain after Toronto, but it wasn't like I could go off the rails and eat whatever I wanted. It was just a little bit of extra food. And then we kind of had to go pretty extreme near the end because I think my body just got comfortable because we were sitting in this diet for so long from like February until now. Right. That it gets hard, you know, your metabolism kind of downshifts when you're dieting for so long. And then eventually you're like, okay, well, we got to do something to make some changes, but your body's not really moving anywhere. So I had a few weeks that were not fun.
Yeah,
I was
your interview with Kaden on Mr.
Mhm.
Olympia, and
yeah.
there was a period where you were doing 2 hours of cardio a day, right?
And I was pretty much eating just protein and veggies at one point it was only for maybe like 10 days or something. Because I do check-ins every day, so it was monitored closely, obviously. But yeah, my cardio was up there at one point.
So your body type, you have to really kind of deplete hard.
Mm-hmm. Especially because I have such like full muscles too, that even if I'm really depleted, like even when I was on 0 carbs and really like minimal fats, I still looked full. Like I looked like I had done a carb up or something, and my shoulders, my glutes were still full and popping. So I almost can't carb up fully because then I look too big on stage. So I look better when I'm a little bit flat still.
Yeah. Otherwise you come out looking really, really, really muscular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's wild how
I'm too thick looking.
So different.
Yeah, especially like my lower half, because I have a lot of muscle in my glutes, my legs, and if I come in too full, then they just look thick, and it's not really a good look for me.
Yeah. And now too, it's a finer line than it was before because of having wellness now. So it's like making sure that you're not too full in that sense, that you're looking wellness.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta stop training my glutes because we don't want to be like, well.
Right. Yeah.
But
for a bikini girl to have to stop training glutes like that, like does not compute. Right?
Yeah, that's a rare thing to hear from a bikini pro. But
a few girls are starting to hear that their glutes are like, like don't grow any bigger there, but we're so engraved to like
glutes and shoulders. That's our thing.
Yeah, it's like I just flip back between the two basically.
It's so true. It's so true.
Yeah. Your biceps is like, oh.
Once a week.
Yeah.
Biceps, none.
Exactly.
I'll say hi. Go say hi.
Say hi to us.
Hey, Mark.
Hi, guys. How are ya?
Good. How are you?
Hey, it's going back and forth.
Yeah.
Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hanging in there. Yeah.
You in Arizona now?
I am in Arizona now. Yeah.
Welcome to the desert heat.
I love it. I'm going to be up your guys' way soon.
Cool. We need a reunion with everybody.
I know, right? It's been
all due.
Yeah.
And Sarah's gonna have a wine night.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
I want to do that too.
When I saw that,
yeah, you can join us.
I was like, wait, what?
Say hi.
Oh.
And we need to get to Camille's gym.
You do.
Yeah, we need to come to your gym.
Yeah.
Right now it's kind of closed.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Outdoor, right?
Anytime. We would love to have you guys out here.
Cool. Nice to see you guys.
Nice to see you too.
Thanks for having Jennifer on again.
Always.
Bye.
Take it easy. Yeah, Jen, when I saw that post of like that you always have, what was it, a Caesar salad and Mel Bass? I was like, dude, that's what I order. That's like my
every restaurant. I have to try the Caesar salad. It's like a thing. Every restaurant we go to, we're like Caesar salad connoisseurs.
You're the
and
best.
there's bad Caesar salads out there.
What'd you say?
I said there can be some really bad Caesar salads too.
Yeah, some of them are just not good.
They're actually
so disappointing.
You like think you're going with a safe route sometimes, and the other times you're like, I have no idea what I'm about to get on this plate.
Yeah.
Is when I get like the actual like massive artichokes in the salad. Like
The worst is when they don't cut up the lettuce and it's just like a chunk of romaine.
Oh, that's another favorite.
And then you have to do it yourself.
Oh, or when it comes on a plate.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking like
wet?
on
a plate.
I like when you serve it like the big leaves or wedges.
Yeah.
So Jen, what was your post-show meal or drink that you had to have afterwards?
I had so much carrot cake because my friend had brought like a whole entire cake. So like between pre-judge and finals, I had carrot cake, and then post-show I had more carrot cake, and then we went to everything was closed. So we went to some random place. Wait, what was it called? Whiskey cake or something?
Yeah, whiskey cake.
Whiskey
By the time we
cake
got
or
out,
something?
everything was closed.
Yeah, it was pretty late. So I think I had like a grilled chicken BLT sandwich. I only ate like half of it. You know, after the show, you're just not really hungry. I don't know. It was so late that I was just like, I just want to go to bed and like
and shower.
First things first, I went upstairs and showered off my tan. And then I was like, then I'll eat something.
I like
Yeah,
to
but like
we eat so much stuff, like getting ready for
the
the
Starbucks and stuff. Yeah.
I'm done with that. I just want like a salad or something.
That's what I said. I'm like, just something that's like refreshing and like some water or something.
I feel like we had this exact same conversation on the last episode we all three did. Didn't we say for lemonade, right?
Probably.
Okay.
I always want like a fruit smoothie or like a really big, like refreshing salad with lots of veggies in it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something cold.
Something cold, yeah.
Really gets you, for sure.
Yeah. The thought of sugar after a show with me, I'm just like, ugh, no.
Yeah. That definitely.
Or once you have a bite and then your insulin is just like, and then you're like, no more.
Mark looking at us in the background like, what the hell are they
I'm
talking
like, try not to be in it. I'm like,
You can be in it.
all right. I don't want Jen to get mad at me after.
I don't think Jen would ever be mad at you.
So Jen, is it gonna be purple for the Olympia?
Yeah, we're gonna stick with purple. I think that's like my color now. So I feel like it. Thank you. Yeah, this suit I really liked the color. It was like a really rich purple that we did, and I just feel like I feel comfortable in it, and it looks good on stage. So I don't really want to change too much.
Was this your first time was it your first time working with Toxic Angels for bikinis?
Yeah, they're beyond amazing. Oh my goodness. Their customer service, like they shipped me out a suit and I had a few things I had to change. And Margaret's like, I'm just going to make you a whole new one and I'll next day it to you. Like this. And I had the suit in my hands the next day. So she was amazing.
For those who are watching, we're talking about Toxic Angel Bikinis owned by Margaret Chen.
Yeah.
And she is out here actually in my neck of the woods. I've known Margaret since 2013. She's a really great friend of mine. She's an amazing bikini maker. She did Jennifer Dorie's bathing suit or bikini, not bathing suit. Don't go bathing in those. But yeah, Margaret's awesome. Check out Toxic Angel Bikinis. Everyone who's watching.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the fit and like the color and the stoning that they do is just, in my opinion, I feel like it's above anything else. So
they do fun stuff. Margaret can put different colored stones and she can do a lot of customizing with it. So,
and that's key. Custom. You want custom, everyone.
Especially when it's like at that level, every little detail matters. Like the cut of the back or the cut of the front even matters. Like if it's like the skinny triangle or the wider top.
Totally.
So those little things make such a big difference. Yeah.
Absolutely. Honestly, I'll never forget the first year after I had gotten my breast augmentation done and I had competed. I was in a suit that unfortunately just wasn't cut properly for me and for my new addition. And I remember my mom had texted me. She wasn't at the show or anything, but she saw my stage picture and she was like, I'm so confused. I thought you got your boobs done. Why do I not?
I remember you told me this, yeah.
Because that's how poorly cut this
no.
It really made me look like I didn't have boobs. So it does matter. It does matter. So those little
it really does, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And everyone is different too. Like some people like the moderate slim top. I had actually tried that, but on me, I preferred a longer and a wider style top just because I'm wider up top. Mm-hmm. So we switched it for a regular coverage just because the other one looked too skinny on me.
Yeah.
So it depends on like if you have implants, how high they sit or how long your torso is, how wide your rib cage is.
Right.
So. You don't want a ton of side boob popping out either.
That's what I was saying too. You don't want to have under boob popping out either. So you have to make sure it's long enough. I've seen a few girls like that on stage. And I'm like, no, pull it down.
Oh yeah, under boob's the worst. Ugh.
Slide underneath. Yeah.
Especially for stage. Don't do it.
Right. On the beach, maybe. Not right now.
Maybe.
So Jen, then how will you handle, you have kind of a little bit of downtime now, so you can kind of peel back.
Months.
What will you do besides going to the gym and training and all that? Tell us a little bit about what you'll do with your extra free time.
Yeah, well, I'm actually just finishing up my last course. 2 days after I got back from Tampa, I had a final paper that was due that I hadn't started. So I was like just freaking out. I'm like, honestly, I can't celebrate my win until I get home and do this paper.
Yeah.
So I'm just finishing up my course right now, which is nice. I can just focus on that.
You're a procrastinator a little bit.
No, because I had 2 papers due. And one was due the week before Tampa. So I had just finished that, and then all my assignments that are due every week. And then we were getting ready to go. Then I was like, should I start on this paper right now? But it was like peak week stuff was going on. Oh. And I was going to start on it. Then I was like, I have 2 days when I get home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do the same thing.
Yeah, so I did it. I ended up getting it done. So yeah.
What is it? What are you going to school for? You might, maybe you told us in the past, but remind us again what you're doing.
I'm doing kinesiology.
Good.
Yeah, so this is my final course, and then I'm done my degree.
Really?
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Yeah, so I'm excited to just check that off my list. Like once I finish, I have another assignment I have to do later today, and then I'm done. So it's going to be nice just to be done. And
you
then
literally like checked first pro win off your list.
Yeah.
Finishing college off.
Finish my university degree, yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Congratulations.
That's
so
amazing.
What are you going to do? Are you going to be, a lot of people use their kinesiology degrees for personal training. Is that what you're kind of going towards, or what are you going to be using that for?
I was actually talking about this the other day. As of right now, I don't think I'm going to pursue any further education with it. I was planning on before to specialize, but as of right now, I just don't have the time or effort really to spend in school to go back to school right now. And I'm working full time. I'm making good money right now. So I don't think I need to pursue that. It's kind of just, it's there. If I decide a few years from now I want to, I can always go back to school and do something, or I can use it. Well, I just wanted to finish it, so it's I spent so much time and money already on my degree that if I have one course remaining, it's like, just finish it and get it done.
Absolutely.
Well, and if you're using something like kinesiology, or if you're using it to, specialize anything with like fitness, what you have already built for yourself, your name, your recognition, like that almost is like even more powerful.
It trumps that, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine with your kinesiology degree. You can do a lot with it in the fitness industry.
Yeah. And I have other certifications I've done like online as well too, for like nutrition and sports education and stuff. So that's just kind of like there in case I want to use it. And I can always use that. Like, let's say 5 years from now, I want to go back to school and do something. I can always have that option available for me. So
yeah.
But to answer your question, I got so off track. From now until Olympia, we're kind of just going to maintain for now. Like I'm sticking to my diet mainly throughout the week.
No, that wasn't the question.
What was the question?
Free time. What are you
doing? With my free time.
What fun are you going to have?
Thing? Do you go to the
Oh, me and Mark are going to go out to all these dinners. We love going out to like high-end steakhouses and restaurants and like trying out all the different foods that they have. Okay. Our Caesar salad connoisseurs, and dessert connoisseurs. So I love doing stuff like that. So me and him both like to go like once a week. We plan like a date night and we'll go to a different restaurant and try it out.
That's awesome.
And then, it's going to be, I just need some downtime to relax and like enjoy my time here. And poor Mark has been by my side for all these competitions since we started dating. It's been like 2 years of him coming to every show with me. So like now we can have a little bit of a normal relationship for a bit. So
yeah.
He deserves that.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, you guys were apart for so long, and now it's a little bit of fun.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna kind of take it easy, but not get too far off track because I want to just maintain where I'm at. So for my Olympia prep, I don't have to kill myself down the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Totally. So I think I have one more question for you. And my question is, I think that a lot of athletes perhaps that aren't competing right now or have not competed yet this year with the coronavirus are maybe curious as far as, do you think that, was it really different for you? How was it backstage having to wear the mask? What were like your biggest hiccups as far as COVID at the show were for you?
I was surprised. I mean, the show was run, you know how Tim's shows are, they're amazing. They're run seamlessly always. It wasn't anything too crazy. It was just obviously in the hotel, you had to have a face covering, a mask on. They did temperature checks before you would go into the venue. The only thing that was kind of annoying, but I don't want to say that because they're just following guidelines. When we had to wear a mask backstage, so for the girls, when you get your makeup done and stuff, or like you have lip gloss on and your foundation is on, and you have to wear a mask backstage, it does leave like a print and kind of takes your lipstick off. So
And your nose makeup off.
yeah, I had like a line on my nose that not like anyone can really see it, but just for me, I'm like, you have this mask on and you're like backstage. So that was the only thing. Backstage, we had to have masks on, and then they had everyone in different rooms, so we were all social distancing. And then they brought us downstairs and we could take off our mask right before we went on stage.
Gotcha.
So it's not like we had to like wear a mask on stage or anything like that, thankfully.
Gotcha.
It was just it was really just backstage, the masks, and around the hotel. But other than that, everything was pretty normal, I would say.
Good.
It wasn't like there was anything crazy or out of the ordinary.
Yeah, and that's what I figured, but I wanted to make sure that everyone could hear it from someone firsthand, because I have heard a lot of talk just from athletes around that some just don't want to compete this year because they're like, it's so different because of COVID. And I understand the difference in traveling, and it's just everyone's kind of uneasy about everything.
Yeah.
But
Some people are worried. They don't know if it's safe to do or not. But honestly, I think all the promoters are going above and beyond to make sure that they're following the guidelines, that everything is laid out how it needs to be, and that everyone feels that they're safe within the social distancing. So I would say I wouldn't not compete because of that, for sure. We didn't have to wear masks on stage, so it wasn't that bad.
Right. Well, you heard it from Jennifer Dorie first, everybody.
If you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Exactly.
My first pro win in a quarantine prep.
Right?
Seriously, though.
What a year.
Everything. And even like Camille said, the changes are substantial, and the fact that we know that was done, a lot of it was done with a band and at home.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
Well, 2020 definitely had one perk for you. So
I was like, maybe it's not so bad.
There's a silver lining for everybody.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of starting to turn around. Things will be better. I mean, Olympia is going to be crazy this year.
I know.
Planet Hollywood.
I can't wait.
All these people coming back. It's going to be fun. Olympia is going to be definitely like
crazy. I know.
They just keep dropping bombs, like more stuff, and it's just like it'll be probably the best one yet. I'm excited.
It's gonna be awesome. I know.
The fact that we're saying that too, we're like, it's gonna be the best one yet during COVID. It's fine.
I know
how much amazing things that they're already working on and doing.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see it all put together in the final package.
I think everyone just needs that too, like that sense of just like going back to normal, having that Olympia where everyone could be back together. Even just being back at the show was so nice to be back with everyone and like seeing our like pro league family and everyone, because we're so used to seeing each other like every few weeks at the shows that when we weren't, it was like, even now I'm like, I'm gonna go to all the shows and travel because the flights here are so cheap. I booked my flight to go to the Clash show, and I'm gonna be there. So
Does it fly to South Carolina?
Oh, now they moved it to
Vegas?
Florida, so it's Port Charlotte.
Oh.
So I'm flying into Tampa again because my friend lives in Sarasota, so she's gonna pick me up there. And I think it was like $120 or something round trip for like to Vegas to Tampa, and then even I'm gonna go to North Americans, and then the New York Pro is that same weekend. So Mark and I were looking at flights because North Americans Bikini is on, I think, on the Wednesday, and it's like $45 for a flight there.
Wow.
And from like Pittsburgh to Tampa was like maybe $70 for a flight. So it was so cheap that I was like, I'm just going to travel to all the shows so I can support and see everyone.
Yeah.
I might as well. It's so cheap to travel.
That's awesome.
And
Sarah, we need to fly to
travel a little bit too.
Yeah.
We need to fly to each other each week to do a recording.
I think we might have to. I mean, now it's technically, I did see flights to San Francisco were like $112. Like
round trip flights are so cheap. It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to coordinate that one.
Yeah.
Well, Jen, thank you so much for coming on the Bikini Show. And we are so stoked for you to have won your Tampa Pro. It was like,
thank you.
What a fitting show for you to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy. It was nice to go back there and just to have, after everything that happened this prep and this year with the craziness, it was a good way to start my 2020 season. So.
Totally.
Heck yeah, by winning the Tampa Pro, that's so rad.
Just a little. Yeah. It was all right.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was a good show. I mean, the competition was strong. Jen Ron looked amazing too, and it was only 1 point difference between us. So I had no idea if I was winning or if she was winning, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know which one.
Yeah.
I think we both were like that. So
You both looked, I was like watching it and I was just like, whoo.
yeah, even I was looking at pictures. I'm like, I have no idea. Like, I don't know. She could win. I could win. Either way. So
Yeah,
You
definitely.
both had your strong
you looked
points.
amazing.
You both brought your best. And, but at the end of the day, you were the winner and congratulations. It was well
Thank
deserved.
you.
Congratulations. Well deserved. It was awesome watching that and seeing that. We're so happy for you. And I can't wait to see you, whether it's in Vegas before or after or at the Olympia.
At the Olympia, yeah. If you come, let me know.
Yes,
If you
I
come
will.
here before, let me know.
I will, for sure. I will, definitely.
We can go get some Caesar salad and wine.
Your salad hunting.
No joke. Camille, you might as well come on down.
Yeah.
I'm tempted.
Come on over.
Come to the desert.
Yeah.
I'm here for some very fine Caesar salad.
It's worth the travel.
Definitely. It's worth the $100 ticket.
Right? Take it one near you.
Yeah.
So funny. Well, congratulations again, Jennifer.
Thank
Thanks so much for
you.
your time, and we can't wait to see you.
I'm excited. I'll see you guys in December, if not sooner.
Yes.
Sounds good. Bye,
See you
Jen.
later.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
And then there was two.
It's been a long time since we've smiled that much. How about you?
No, I've been out in public quite a bit, but
I'm like, wow, my jaw is like.
that was the most socializing I have done in months.
Well, that really was, though.
I'm exhausted. I need a nap.
I have not been around people. I have not had conversations that have lasted longer than 5 minutes under a mask. So there's been no smiling. There's been no working of the jaw muscles. I hope.
And I feel like with the mask, I work them even more because I'm like, I still smile at everybody, which is retarded.
I've learned not to.
But so then I just realized, like, okay, all you need to really do is just go like this. And you don't have to smile and people think you're smiling. So you just look at.
Just squint your eyes a little. Yeah. We need to get out more, evidently. It's fine.
But you can also get that mask that has like the plastic window, which is really weird, but it's kind of cool because you can see someone talking. So
I've never seen one of those, and I actually really hope I don't. That sounds creepy.
Well, I thought they were really dorky at first, but then there's a reason for them because there's people who are hard of hearing.
Oh, they can read lips.
Have a really hard time hearing people without reading their lips, and so this way they can still read the lips.
That makes sense. That is very smart and creative too. There's
people I have those masks. Either they have a partner who has to wear hearing aids, or they like a couple girls that train at our gym. They work at a ear, nose, and throat place, and they have their masks have like these like clear windows.
Yeah. Wow. No, that's very creative and it's smart. And I think that is something that it keeps happening is now there's new jobs coming up, and then there's new innovations coming up to help with the COVID. So, I mean, people are getting creative.
It's funny how we're like mask connoisseurs. Last night, Lola had a sleepover.
Yeah.
Her little buddy was here, and her friend was like, came up to Chris and she's like, where did Lola get this mask? This is like really nice material. It's really breathable. Like this is we were like discussing mask qualities, and the kids are like, this is their new norm. So they're like, this is really nice. Like, where'd you get this mask from? And what brand is it? And
it's seriously a thing. It's like a genuine, we gotta get, I don't know, just, yeah, it is the new norm. And that's what I keep seeing signs about. And it's still, I think it's still a little hard for everyone to kind of digest that this is the new norm. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's footage of us literally talking about COVID when it happened and me being like, oh, this is going to be over in a few months or something like that. And Now,
That would be so funny to do like side by side, that one like drunk episode we did together. we
actually,
should do a split, like that was like end of March, and then we could do like we could do a clip from that, and then a clip from now, and like a clip from that, and then a clip from now.
we can do that. We can make that happen.
I was like, that sounds like a lot of work and a lot of recapping of footage I never want to see again.
Wait.
It just like ends.
Well, we were saying, it's been amazing being back for the season 2, episode 1. We're so excited to be back here with you guys, bringing you more of the Bikini show all season long.
To get you guys through your preps and to learn tips and tricks from the best. This episode is brought to you by Maximum Beauty, so check them out for all your beauty needs.
We'll be at a lot of the big shows this year, and we can't wait to see you guys. Email us, contact us if you need anything, and then let Camille and I know who you guys want to see on this season and what you guys want to see from us. You know, do you want to see a little something? Yeah, we'll make this happen. So, and we guys have some special things cooking up for you too, a little in-person action maybe coming your way. So you guys stay tuned. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment below, and we will see you next week on the next episode of The Bikini Show. Until then, I'm Sarah Lyon.
Camile Periat.
And we are
guys.